Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Culture Shock. Let me move my mic a little closer to everything. There we go. Hope you guys can hear me. Sorry about the last video. I know my mic was kind of screwed up, but I'm fixing everything, getting new equipment. But welcome back to another episode of Culture Shock. The show reminding you that you don't vote with your emotions. You vote on the politician or person who has the best policies. And we're seeing this happen in real time with President Joe Biden. Okay. The whole fiasco in Afghanistan certainly did not need to happen. It happened because the guy doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know where he's at. He's not in charge of his own administration. He thought this was a good idea, even after his predecessors, including Obama, said, nope, we're not going to pull out of Afghanistan. Too much of a risk. Even Trump was smart enough to know that pulling out of Afghanistan would have been a big problem. But despite warnings from his own people within his own administration, mainly the intelligence part of his administration, said this is not a good idea, sir. I don't think that you should evacuate Afghanistan. I think at the very least you need to leave a skeleton crew, because the moment you leave, the Taliban are going to move in, which is exactly what happened. And over the span of a few days, the Taliban ended up taking over all of Afghanistan, especially within the capital city of Kabul. Now, President Trump came out yesterday and he said something pretty smart. You don't evacuate the soldiers before you evacuate the citizens. Now, the biggest problem that's going on right now is that there are still American citizens over there, at least a good 10 to 15,000 Americans over there. And our own government has said that we don't know if we can go over there and get them. Now, guys, before I continue, I want to let you know that I'm going over the last week of news, okay? Now, they've come out and changed their words, obviously, of course, but I'm just giving you what I've heard over the last week, which is why I haven't done a video on it in the last week. Now, continuing on, the administration said we don't have the means to go over there and get them. Excuse me, but the British and the French are over there right now with a task force getting their people out. Their people are being extracted as we speak. But we don't have Uber. We can't call anybody to go over there to pretty much get our people out. And then the Biden administration, I don't even know, commission commercial jets to go over there and pick up our people. Yes, commercial airliners, Delta Airlines, American Airlines. They are now, I don't really know what the status is on that, but I read that they commissioned those people to fly our commercial jets over there to pick up our people. And at this point, I'm just flabbergasted because we're just giving them planes. We're just asking for a 9/11 Part 2. It's really ridiculous. On top of everything that's happened, we've also left over $2 billion worth of military hardware over there. They got Black Hearts, they got Hummers, they got all sorts of guns and ammunition, bazookas. Everything is over there. So we pretty much just arm the most dangerous people on the planet. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is still trying to take away the guns of American people. It is all just a complete and utter shit show over there. And this is all due to the Biden administration. And I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. This dude was not the best fit for president. They smeared Donald Trump for 4 years. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm actually quite happy that this happened, because if Trump was reelected, we would have gotten another 4 years of how bad and orange and mean Donald Trump was, and how much of the mean tweets he's sending out. We would have got that for the next 4 years. But now that we got Joe Biden, even the media is starting to turn on this dude, because they are starting to realize, like, oh shit, maybe we should have did some objective journalism. Maybe we could have let the people decide instead of preaching for the last 4 years of how bad and mean and how much of a mean person Donald Trump was. Donald Trump wasn't the brightest crayon in the box. And by bright, I mean orange. He wasn't the brightest orange crayon in the box. I will give you that. But his policies were on point, especially his the foreign policy were on point. Okay, he was the only president that stood up and tried to broker a peace treaty between Israel and all of the nations over there, including the Arab Emirates, among other countries. He literally was trying to bring peace to the Middle East, literally. And Joe Biden comes in and just fucking destroys all that stuff. Okay, he just comes in and just kicks the door down, flips tables, slaps other people in the face and say, listen here, we're going to pull out of Afghanistan because we need to get out of there, because we've been in a war for over 20 years. We haven't been in a war. The whole reason why America was over there was to keep the Taliban at bay. And that is evident now, because now that our presence is gone, the Taliban have essentially moved in and taken over. And now ISIS is on the march. Isn't that great? ISIS is on the march, and as of today, a suicide bombing from this new group. I won't say new group, maybe an offshoot. I really don't know what the K in front of ISIS K stands for, but ISIS K killed 12 of our Marines today with a suicide bombing. So Joe Biden isn't having a really good go of it at all, and his press secretary Jen Psaki isn't having a go at it at all in terms of damage control. They are ripping this lady sideways, diagonally, across into little shreds, and they're throwing it up in the air like confetti because they know that she's just bullshitting and lying through her teeth. I get it. That's your job to make things look better than what they are. But in this day and age where everyone gets their news primarily from social media and from other sources, good luck, lady. Good luck. Good luck. But before we go on, let's get the usual spiel out of the way. Go ahead and like and subscribe for this video. I am back doing more videos. I'm also working on an indie magazine, an indie monthly magazine, which will be published monthly on my website, heroicstudiosmedia.com. So go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be bringing you the latest in indie topics, indie creators, from comic books to cooking to photography to art to 3D printing, whatever it is. I got my team on it. We're making this magazine happen, and I hope you guys do take it up and go ahead, subscribe, and get it right into your inbox beginning September 3rd. Very important date, September 3rd. Of course, check out my manga, my own adventure, original series, Ultima, The Legend Untold. Is coming to the end of its first arc, and I'm taking a well-deserved break before I start the Stone Saga. Yes, it's going to be quite interesting. And one last announcement, all the stuff that we're doing for Heroic Studios, podcast videos, Indie Choice Picks, all that stuff, I'm actually going to be moving that stuff over to a separate YouTube channel. It's not up yet. I'm still working on it, but it will be there to where you can catch all the interviews, all the podcasts, everything gaming and indie comics related over there. Well, we will be over there. Excuse me. This channel will be primarily just for my political commentary, as well as other culture shock videos and other weird socio-political things that might happen over the next 4 years. All right, let's get back to it. So people are trying to blame this on Trump. I really don't know how you able to do that. I get it. I mean, presidents kick the can down the road, and I guess that's a thing going forward. I guess you can just blame the past president. I mean, Biden is doing it to Trump, Trump did it to Obama, Obama did it to Bush, Bush did it to Clinton. I mean, I guess it's a thing. But I mean, in this particular scenario, I don't think it qualifies enough to blame Trump. And here's why. When Joe Biden got in office, he signed at least over 50 executive orders reversing everything that Trump did during his presidency. And now he's saying he didn't have a choice but to pull out of Afghanistan based on a deal that Trump brokered with doctored with the Taliban. That deal was a no-go. Okay. Now, Trump did want to pull out of Afghanistan. That much is clear. But against his advisors told him that it's not a good idea. And Trump was like, okay, well, I would make a deal with the Taliban. And the deal came with certain conditions that the Taliban did not fulfill. And those conditions made that deal invalid. So Trump decided, no, not going to do it. Sorry. So that deal that Biden keeps on bringing up is actually a deal that was broken by the Taliban because they did not uphold their end of the bargain. So Biden comes in, says he's going to pull out of Afghanistan. Now he's blaming it on Trump because everything went sideways. Yeah, of course it went sideways. You were told by your own advisor, the same advisor that advised Trump and Obama on it. And yeah, what do you think was going to happen, dude? Like, these people have been on the outskirts of Afghanistan for 20 years trying to get back in and take over. We haven't had one casualty in Afghanistan since February of last year, 2020, February, January, one of those 2 months of last year. Now, with this whole debacle, we've lost 12 Marine soldiers, which according to news outlets is on par with 2005 when we first got to Afghanistan. So did we get to Afghanistan? I don't really know. But, you know, more people have died in the last 3 days than they've done in the last year or so. And it's all because this dude doesn't know what he's doing. And Democrats are behind him. Listen, folks, when you vote with your emotions, you were told for 4 years that Donald Trump was an evil, evil, evil man, that he was racist, that he was a bigot, that he was a fascist, and whatever is out there that I didn't mention. Sorry. But when you do that without doing your own research and you let the media tell you who someone is, that doesn't really help. we know Joe Biden was a crooked politician. Anybody who's been in politics for over 50 years and doesn't have a single accomplishment to their name, i.e., Joe Biden, that should raise some flags. You're still talking about the things that you're gonna do after you've been in office, after you've been in government for over 50 years. I'm sorry, but if I was a betting man, I probably wouldn't bet on you. It's because these people lie. They're corrupt politicians. They want power for whatever their agenda is. We still don't know what Joe Biden's agenda is. I really don't care. But at this point where Joe Biden's been in office for over 8 months now, and we already have a foreign policy debacle that is to the likes that America has never seen since Vietnam, you got to ask yourself the question, was I lied to the last 4 years? Yes, yes, you were. Trump wasn't that big of a deal. Everybody made him a big of a deal because he was disrupting the establishment. He was a dude from the outside who saw what was happening on the inside and popped in and said, hey, everybody, I'm going to run for president. And that's what he did. And then people were shocked when he actually won because he emulated what Americans really wanted: low taxes, individual rights. Yeah, well, we wanted all that stuff, and he gave it to us. He was probably the first president in my lifetime who promised something and delivered. But you guys were told that he was racist. You guys were told that he was this big fascist, that he was the reincarnation of Hitler. And I don't even know where they got these things from, but you people believed it. You believed it. And now, look, we have people over in the Middle East now trying to get home. We have Americans on the ground, and the Biden administration has come out and said that we probably won't get them all. We're going to try, but we probably won't get them all. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. And anyone who's defending this fool for what he did, yo, he's your guy. Now, I'm not going to go over here and start talking about he's not my president because he is the president of the United States. But I can also say that I didn't vote for the fool. So, yeah. But because this dude is in office and what he's doing, he's literally kowtowing to the Taliban. His administration is openly saying that they left it to the Taliban to ensure that our people get out of the country. Really? Really? That's like talking to freaking the pedophile across the street and asking him, making sure my kid gets to school safe. Does that make sense to anybody? The group that harbored Al-Qaeda after 9/11 in that country, you're now trusting them to get our people out of the country. Nothing makes sense. Everything is so unbelievably dumb. Meanwhile, we have the French and the Brits over there just rolling through Afghanistan, collecting their people and hightailing it out of there. They're getting the fuck out of there because they know what the Taliban is. We are a joke on the world stage, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to say it. The Taliban know it. They knew that when Joe Biden got in office that he was going to be a weak president. The reason why the Taliban didn't act when Trump was in office was because they knew that Trump was going to retaliate. You might not like his rhetoric. You might not like the way he looks. His face might be too orange for you, but I can tell you what, the dude knows how to pull a trigger if something happens to his people and his country. Okay? Okay? Just like those missile attacks in Syria. They started it and Trump ended it. Simple as that. The Taliban knew that Trump was a threat. China knew that Trump was a threat. Russia knew that Trump was a threat. All these years you're talking about, oh, Trump is a Russian's cat paw. No, he's not, because if he was, he would have won 2020 again if the Russians hacked the 2016 election. Okay, so now we're on the world stage. We're a joke. Earlier this week, there was a G7 summit where Joe Biden went to, and the G7 members, primarily from the UK and other countries who were part of the G7, asked Joe Biden if he could extend the evacuation deadline, and he said no because we're on the Taliban's time. Yeah, we are the most powerful country in the world, and we are literally kowtowing to a group of ruthless barbarians who don't know how to build a wheel, and that have all of our advanced technology and military weapons over there. Yeah. Instead of sending troops over there to get our people out and to fight the Taliban, we are now at the mercy of the Taliban. You know what this is going to do? You know how this is going to end? I'm going to predict it right now. They're going to end up ransoming those people off, and we're going to pay it. Taxpayers, we're going to pay. On top of the $5 trillion infrastructure package that the Senate and Congress just passed this last week, we're going to be spending another couple billions of dollars to get our people home. Not before we see some heads get chopped off, though. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen because our government is stupid. Our government is dumb. I get it. We were over there for 20 years, but we were over there not to nation build, but we were over there to assist with the counterterrorism from the Taliban. So now our enemies, they know we're weak. I would not be surprised, and I hope that I'm wrong about this, but I don't think I am. But I will not be surprised if in the next few months we see a terrorist attack on American soil. I would not be surprised, to be honest. The Taliban's over there taking 12-year-old little girls, marrying them off to these old, hairy, stanky ass old men. You got them being thrown into the burqas. Sex slave is going to happen again. Okay. Yeah, no, this is unacceptable. So now China, they know they have the upper hand. They're going to cut a deal with the Taliban. Russia's going to cut a deal with the Taliban. China's going to start moving on Taiwan. And anybody who's allied with the US right now, they're probably second guessing their life choices right now, because we are not the people to be allied with, because we have no backbone. We have no strength. We have a dude in office who doesn't know the side of his face from the back of his ass, and this is what's going to happen. So to kind of put a little bit of more icing on the cake, things are not looking well for us at all in terms of what we're doing here. This just in from the Daily Wire. Biden administration gave Taliban list of American citizens, green card holders, and Afghan allies that needed to get into the airport. Because like I said before, they're trusting the good old Taliban to get our people out of there. Yeah. So we basically just gave them a hit list. So when August 31st rolls around and we're not out, guess who the Taliban is going to be hunting down? Everybody on that fucking list. What an idiot. Oh my God, I don't understand what's going on through this dude's heads. From the Daily Wire, the Biden administration reportedly gave the Taliban a list of names of United States citizens, green card holders, and other Afghan allies that needed to be allowed into the airport so they could be evacuated. A decision that sparked widespread outrage from officials and critics. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why are you trusting these people? Mind you, that they just did a press conference over at the Pentagon, and literally high military ranking officials just stated that, yeah, the Taliban was supposed to watch out for suicide bombers and they didn't do it. No shit. What? Excuse me? Excuse me? Huh? That's like telling a drug dealer to watch out for other drugs being dealt. The move, detailed to Politico by 3 U.S. and congressional officials, was designed to expedite the evacuation of tens of thousands of people from Afghanistan as chaos erupted in Afghanistan's capital last week after the Taliban seized control of the country. Yeah. The plan is to hold those people hostage and then tell Joe Biden that we want trillions of dollars. So on top of inflation, everything is going great. Yep. But the decision to provide specific names to the Taliban, which has a history of brutally murdering Afghans who collaborated with the US and other coalition forces during the conflict, has angered lawmakers and military officials. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole article. The link will be in the description. Go ahead and check that out. I just said go ahead twice. I'm not sure why. Because I'm just really upset that what's happening right now is from this idiot. Now, Biden came out today, and now he is stating that we will hunt you down. Biden speaks after terror attack in Kabul that killed at least 12 U.S. service members. This is also from the Daily Wire. Listen, we will hunt you down. I don't believe you. I don't believe that we're going to go over there and hunt the people down. I don't. It took us how many years to hunt down Osama bin Laden? Really? I don't believe you, to be honest. President Joe Biden pledged to hunt down ISIS-K following a pair of terror attacks outside of Kabul's airport that left at least a dozen American service members dead, including 11 United States Marine and 1 U.S. Navy hospital corpsman. More than 100 Afghans were wounded in the suicide bombing, and at least 60 are believed dead, though the Taliban has so far refused to provide up-to-date numbers. And you think that they are. A group of 8th century barbarians running around with pitchforks and rifles on goats are going to give you accurate numbers of how many people were actually killed. I heard an infant died, so that's terrible. But speaking late Thursday afternoon, Biden, who appeared visibly exhausted, because he's fucking old as shit, said it was a tough day and praised the U.S. military before pledging to hunt down ISIS-K and make them pay for the loss of American life. Listen, I hope he does. I hope we go over there and punch all these fuckers in the face and take our people back, and maybe even stay over there and keep these people at bay, because we never should have left. I get it. People are saying that the Afghanistan government should have had the power and the means to actually go and fight back. I agree with that statement 100%, but they weren't. They were not. And especially the evacuation where you move the troops out before moving out actual American citizens. That's not how you do things, bro. That's not how you do things. Well, Trump would have done the same thing. Yes, yes, my simpleton. You are not speaking the truth. He might have done it, he might not. But you know what actually he would have done? Not that, because he had 4 years to do so and he did not do it. Yeah, even if he would have got reelected, I don't think Trump would have done what Biden just did. Biden hasn't even been in office a year, and already he's already just destroyed a foreign country. It's been 7. It's been over 8 months. Is it? Not even a year, and a whole region is destabilized because of this fool. Trump never destabilized the region. In fact, all of Trump's meetings and deals that he made with people like Kim Jong-un and all that stuff was to actually help promote peace and put an end to all this nonsense. Had the peace treaty with the Israel and all those other Middle Eastern countries that have gone through, I don't think we would be seeing it right now. But the power of the executive order, Biden just overruled that. So I don't know what to tell you, folks. I'm going to watch this closely because it is something that is just horrible coming out of the administration. And I'm like I said, I won't be shocked if other foreign disasters happen. I know China's going to be moving on Taiwan pretty soon because Taiwan, being one of our allies, they're probably shaking right now because they're seeing what we did in Afghanistan, and they're like, oh, fuck. We're probably next, folks. So get ready to put on your Chinese hats and stuff because it looks like we're about to be part of the Chinese Communist Party over there. Nothing we can do because our ally, the United States of America, don't seem to have quite a backbone right now, and it's sad. I really don't know what to tell you guys, but hopefully, thank you guys for watching this episode of Coach Shock. I know I went on for a little bit longer than anticipated, but the 2 articles that I mentioned from the Daily Wire will be in the description below. So go ahead and check those out. Read it for yourself. Let me know what you think. And what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 or 3 months? Do you think we're actually going to go out there and kick ISIS in the face again, or are you just gonna are we just gonna let Joe Biden, or is Joe Biden just going to sit there and not do anything? My money is probably on the latter, but I've known to be wrong sometimes. So yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time on another episode of Culture Shock. Enjoy your Thursday, everyone. And don't forget, heroicstudiosmedia.com indie monthly magazine comes September 3rd. So make sure you are subscribed and ready to go with that. I will see you guys later. Bye.